Hi, everyone. Welcome to day two of how to promote your massage business. And in this video, we're going to be talking about different marketing strategies that you can use. So let me just make sure I have everything I need. We're going to start in about 1 minute. Let's see. Hi, Sonia. Hi. Yeah, and when you enter, go ahead and say where you're from. Are you a massage therapist? Just say something about yourself when you come into the chat. Go ahead and say hello. If you're in here, just go ahead and say hi, and then we're going to start in about 1 minute. But I'm definitely excited to do this training. This is going to be more robust. We're going to do 2 demos in this training. So I'm very excited to get started. Right. Hi. Okay, we got a licensed massage therapist from Detroit. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and start on Instagram, and then we're just going to go ahead and get started. Let's see. Also, anyone watching this, if you, let's see, if you screenshot and tag me in it, I'll go ahead and give you a shout out on my page. Let's see. All right, I'm so excited for this. Let's see. Day two, I'm adding this on Instagram, day two of how to market your massage business. All right, so I see everyone here on YouTube. Already started on Instagram. Okay, so this is day two of Elevate Your Massage Business. We're going to be talking about marketing strategies, and then we're also going to be doing 2 demos. So this is going to be a more robust training. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen in a moment. For anyone who's joining on Instagram, we are on YouTube right now. Let's see, and we're on Facebook Live right now. So anyone who's joining, we're on YouTube. And when you enter the chat, just go ahead and say hi, where you're from. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get started. All right, so this is what we're doing today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so we're talking about marketing strategies for your massage business, why this is important. But first, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself. So my name is Ayana. I'm a licensed massage therapist. I've been in the spa industry for 7 years now. I own a spa here in Florida. And I also help massage therapists build and scale their businesses. And what kind of sets me apart is that I really focus on creating systems, using automation, and creating passive income as well. So those are kind of the things that I specialize in, because I definitely believe as massage therapists, we have to find ways to work smarter and not harder. So that's what I specialize in. I'm also a mom, I mentor, and I know in the last training that we did, I mentioned that I was going to talk about a fun fact. Hi, Brittany. Brittany from Atlanta. Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Whenever you come into the chat, go ahead and say hello. But let me think of a fun fact off the cuff. Fun facts. I like mystery novels. I'm getting into mystery novels. It's something that I'm getting into. So that's just a little fun fact about myself. Hi, Brittany. Hi. Okay, I see some students in here. Awesome. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. I've introduced myself. So again, we're talking about marketing strategies. Cool. Okay, so this is day two. So yesterday we did a training on how to price your services for profit. And that was a really great training. I got some really good feedback on that training. And in this session, we're going to be talking, I said session, you could tell I'm a massage therapist. But in this training, we're going to be talking about creating your marketing plan. I'm going to be doing 2 demos. So the first demo is going to be how to create your marketing plan in a very short amount of time. You don't need, a whole lot of technology to do this. I think something that keeps us from taking action is analysis paralysis. So that's kind of overthinking things, like thinking that you have to have the best technology, the best software, when you could literally just get on Google Doc and draw something up as long as it's goal oriented. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking mostly about digital marketing, because as y'all saw with the pandemic, everyone moved to social media, the internet. I mean, the internet is already becoming super huge when it comes to getting your business out there. But I'm mostly going to be talking about digital marketing strategies. There's so many different types of marketing strategies, but that's what we're mostly going to be talking about. And we're going to be talking about why this is important. So this is important because this is your message. This is how people know that you exist. If people don't know that you exist, that your business exists, then you don't have a business because you don't have people that you're helping. Those are kind of like the main parts of a business. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is a common question that I hear a lot of people asking. Do you struggle to get clients, or how do you get clients is the better question. And really, when I hear this question is, how do I nail down my marketing strategy? Because that's how you would attract your clients, is through your marketing. And I'm going to show you like the big picture of this, and then we're going to kind of break it down and get specific and do like a live demo of how this works. Okay, so drop in the chat. I see some of you on chat on YouTube and a couple of you on IGTV or IG Live. What is your main source of marketing? So this is how people come to you. Is it word of mouth? Is it social media? Is it, I don't know, they saw a flyer or something like that? Like, what is the main way people are coming to you right now if you already have started your massage business? I know I have a couple of people watching who may be new. I see, okay, Shannon said word of mouth. Okay. Facebook ads and Google. Okay. I'm looking at both IG and YouTube right now. And do you know where your clients come from? Do you have a way of tracking this type of data? Okay, someone said mostly Google. That's actually really good if you're getting clients from Google. And do you track what works best for your business? These are all questions I want you to be asking right now, but I just want to know, for those of you watching, if you can put down in the chat, what is your main source of marketing right now? Do you even know what it is? Okay, cool. Brittany said word of mouth. Okay. And that's a very, very common one. And we're going to kind of talk about the different types and why some of them could be, I shouldn't say problematic, but why we want to move into digital marketing. Okay. So let's talk about the main one that I hear, because I see a couple of people on IG said word of mouth. So when it comes to word of mouth, I think that it's such a great compliment when our clients are talking about us and talking about the work we do. When they're doing that, it's kind of like they're doing marketing for us. But the problem with that is that, it leaves very little control to you. You don't really know how they're talking about you. And of course, it's likely all good things, but you want to have a little bit more control over your messaging. And let's say these clients don't exist anymore. Who's going to be doing your marketing? So that is just something to think about. Like, for example, when the pandemic hit and a lot of us couldn't work, if those clients are unable to come in, or it's not safe for them to come in, how is your marketing going to keep going? But yeah, word of mouth is a great one. Okay, I see advertising on social media. Awesome. Someone said, okay, advertising on social media. Social media is also a big one. And we're also going to talk about why we can't rely on social media, although that is a great one because a lot of us are already on social media. We're going to talk more about social media tomorrow when we talk about how to create content for social media and automate it. But yeah, so let's see what's next. Do y'all ever do like a PowerPoint and you don't remember what exactly is the next one, but you're ready to talk about it, even if it comes up? That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Okay, so these are the 3 M's of marketing. So if you have already downloaded my free booklet, 20 ways to get massage clients, unique ways to get massage clients, and you're probably already familiar with this. This is also the method that I talk about in my course. Oh, I see someone said go out and promote yourself. That's also a really great one. That's how I got my start, is promoting myself. Um, but yeah, so if you already have that booklet, then you're already familiar with this framework. And this is also the framework that I teach my students in my 8-week program that's starting in a week and a half now. But this is going to be like an overview of it. This is the big picture, the 3 M's. So, what are the 3 M's? So, the first one is message. So, this is essentially who your clients are and who you are, because you need to be communicating what your business does, who you serve, and you need to know who you serve. You need to know like who your client is. So in that booklet, 20 ways to get massage clients, what I could have did, I could have just listed a bunch of stuff, like listed, different ways you can get massage clients. But what would be better or of better value is first, because in the beginning of that booklet, I talk about like, how do you figure out what your messaging is? What sets you apart? Who is your client? Because if you don't know who your client is and how they think, then it's going to be very, very hard to reach them. So, this is your message. The second one is marketing. This is also known as your method. So, these are the ways that you're communicating your message. So, this could be social media. This could be going out and promoting yourself. This could be Google. This could be, any type of method that you can think of that gets the word out about your business. So, that's going to be the third one, which is your method or your marketing. And then this last one is magnetize or magnet. So this is what's going to attract your clients. This is just like the last step to let you know that you did marketing well. So as you can see, they all affect each other, and you can't really have one without the other. You can't attract anyone if you don't know what your message is. You can't use a marketing method if you don't even have a message to put in that method. If that makes sense. So it's like if you had an ad, but the ad had no words on it, no pictures, it doesn't have anything. It's just like a blank sheet. It wouldn't tell you who you serve, it wouldn't tell you anything. So that's why these things are important. So right now we're going to do a little exercise that you can do right now. If you have like a pen and paper, or if you have your phone out, or even I guess you could just think about it. But I really like recording thoughts when I'm trying to encode something in my brain, like keep it in my brain. So think about 5 to 8 words that describe your clients. So this determines your method or your message, which is going to determine like what method you use. So if I were to think about this, so some of you know that I work mostly with women who are recovering from cosmetic surgery, and I also work with people who have lymphedema because I am trained in manual lymphatic drainage. So I do a more clinical based massage. And I work with mostly women. So I know that my clients are women. I know that they care about their appearance. I know they care about even just down to things like looking nice and good decor. Because mind you, if you've nailed, who your client is and you're seeing the same type of people, you'll notice like trends between all of them. So 5 to 8 words that describe your clients. And of those 5 to 8 words, see if it matches up with who you are, who your brand is, and what you do. So I see someone says pregnant, prenatal, birthing, recovering moms. That is awesome. That is so amazing. So I wonder what words came up for you. Like what words describe your clients? Like, because I'm sure there's something even more specific than that. Like, okay, so they're clearly women. What are the things they care about? Are they caring? Are they like trying to think of other descriptors? But really think outside the box, because this is going to determine your message. Maybe they're nurturers, so maybe the wording that you use in your ads are going to attract more nurturers. So yeah, so it really gets that specific. Another exercise that we'll do is think of 3 main methods that you've done your marketing already, or 3 main methods that you'd like to learn. So that could be social media, that could be email marketing, that could be networking, doing like events. Write down 3 ways you'd like to reach those people, and it really should connect with this message. So for someone who's working with pregnant people, I would think you need to be talking to doulas and working with doulas and working with birthing professionals like midwives, and really building connections with healthcare professionals. That's what I would automatically think, or even think of that, like daycares, like where these women are hanging out. So yeah, so think of clients would see your message. Oh, wow, you're a doula too. That is so amazing. That is incredible. So you're basically running 2 businesses. That's really awesome. Um, all right. So both of these things are going to determine how you're attracting your clientele. And something I definitely want you to do is keep data on how you're attracting your clientele. Something that you absolutely need to do, if you haven't already, is on your intake form. Always, always, always ask, how did you hear about me? How did you hear about me? This will give you data about where they're coming from, and this will help you make data-driven decisions. That's a term that I use a lot, especially in this 8-week program, is data-driven decisions. That's how you want to be making your decisions. You don't want to keep doing something that doesn't work. You want to focus on the things that do work. And how are you going to do that? You're going to focus on the data. So make sure you keep data on how you are magnetizing your clients. All right. So these are kind of like the things we're going to learn in this session. So we already talked about why it's important to know who your clients are, know how they think, know what their messaging is, know how they talk. You'll notice like a lot of different similarities between people, especially if you specialize in something. I always recommend having some type of specialty. But even if you don't have like a very specific specialty, maybe you just do spa massage, that's a particular clientele too. Maybe they have higher income, maybe they're lower income. Every spa should have some type of specific type of clientele, or what you'd call like a customer avatar. So we just talked about that. We're also going to be talking about promotions, why promotions can be important, how to use them wisely, because you can definitely use them unwisely. And we're going to be making your marketing plan. I'm going to show you a way to organize a marketing plan without using anything fancy, just using Google Docs. And it looks like I just unplugged my, I guess, HDMI cord thing. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that back in. Y'all bear with me for a moment. Let's see. Because I can no longer see my screen. Okay, we're going to be right back. 1 second. All right. So now I'm going to share my screen again. Thanks for bearing with me. All right. So let's go back to where we were. We just covered a lot of stuff right there. Okay, so we just talked about that. So we were going over what we're going to be learning in this lesson. So we talked about why it's important to know your clients. We're going to be talking about promotions and how to use them wisely. And we're going to be creating your marketing plan, literally just using Google Docs, nothing fancy, so that we can stop procrastinating on it. And then we're going to be talking about email, but also we're going to be talking about some other marketing strategies, not just email, but keep your eye out on email because that's one that's very underrated that I see a lot of beginners not utilizing. So that's why it's going to be important to talk about it. All right, so when it comes to marketing planning, we want to make sure it's smart. So we're going to make sure it's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and within a doable time frame. I'm sure you've heard this framework before, using SMART goals. It works really well for marketing planning because just like the name suggests, it doesn't make sense to have a marketing strategy if you don't have a goal. Having a goal is great because usually if you're marketing something or getting the message out on something, you want to be able to achieve something. So maybe you want an extra 10 clients this week, or maybe you want to do some type of promotion that has to do with the holidays coming up. Those are ways that you can keep your clientele engaged, especially if you're doing things like contests or prizes, things like that. And we're also going to be talking about how you don't have to commit to a marketing plan. So even though we're marketing planning, you do not have to commit to something and keep doing it if it doesn't work. What you really should be doing is just testing these methods, testing what methods work best for you and what don't work best for you. And also, you don't need the latest software to make your marketing plan. You just need to have an end goal. What is the end goal? What are you trying to achieve? Are you just, doing things just to do things? Like, are you just making your services, $10 less just because you think it will attract people? Or do you have like an actual goal? Are you trying to get, 5 clients this month? Are you trying to create brand awareness, making sure people know that you exist? What is your actual goal? All right, so here we're going to do a little demo of this. I'm going to open Google Docs, and it's going to be very simple. It's not going to be anything fancy. However, if you do want to use something that's a little bit more upgraded, software that I use is Asana. It is free. There are like paid features, but it's a way to organize information. And then there's also Trello, which is also free, but it's just another platform to learn. And we don't have time to learn. We're trying to build our businesses with what we have. So this is a simple Google Doc. I'm sure y'all could see this. And so we need to talk about what this needs to look like. So we're going to fill this out together. So let's say our promotion is Valentine's Day, because that's something that's very relevant. Valentine's Day is coming up. Let me make sure I can see the chat. All right. Okay. So Valentine's Day is coming up. So let's say you want to perform 10 couples massages this month. So that is a specific end goal. It's really good to reverse engineer when you're making your marketing plan. Start with the end goal. So the end goal is 10 couples massages this month. And maybe, you want to say that this will bring in $2,500 in revenue, extra revenue. So that is your goal, $2,500 in extra revenue. So how do we measure this? So simply, it would be 10 completed couples massages and $2,500 in gross revenue. That may not be like your take home, but that's like the gross revenue. Okay, so the achievable steps involved. So as we mentioned like some ways that you can promote your business. We talked about social media, email, Google, collaborations, which we'll get into later. So if I were making a plan and thinking about what needs to be done, I like to think in steps. What first do I need to do? Kind of like a to-do list. What would be the most important thing? So here under social media, let's say social media is the way you want to do things. I'd probably click here. Oops. Okay. So let's say I want to make, and of course, let me just say this ahead of time. When you're making your marketing plan, you want to be thinking months ahead. So even for this Valentine's Day campaign, hopefully you would have been thinking about this back in December or even January, because that kind of gives you room for contingencies, for things to go wrong. Let's say you can't be fully staffed that day, or you haven't reached out to enough massage therapists. You really want to like plan this out ahead of time. So even right now, maybe we should be thinking about, I don't know, if St. Patrick's Day is like a thing, or, Mother's Day. But anyways, we're talking about Valentine's Day. And let's say it's December and we're thinking about this. So for social media, what are some things that I need to do to prepare for this campaign? Maybe I want to create 8 social media posts. Let's be more specific. Social media videos, um, maybe displaying your couples massages in the past. And I want to create 8 of them so that I can post them twice a week. No, actually, if you're doing it for Valentine's Day, you wouldn't be doing it twice a week for the whole month because that wouldn't make sense unless you're doing it for the whole month. So we'll just say that you're doing it for the whole month. So yeah, twice a week. So that's more specific. And maybe I want to send out maybe 4 emails to your existing clientele promoting this. And maybe in those emails, you want to include like a testimonial. Maybe you want to include like videos of your past Valentine's Day promotion. Maybe you want to explain like what all comes with these packages that you offer. You're really educating them so they know why they should do this. So you could be more specific. I'll just put details about email here. And you could even draft out the different emails if you wanted to. So that's something you could do. For Google, you want to put these same social media posts that you're putting on Instagram. And let's say you want to put those same ones on Google, because I don't know if y'all know this, but you can put social media posts on Google. Like you can upload them to your Google My Business profile. And that is a great way to get the word out about your business. And I do believe people can follow you on Google, like literally follow your business. So you're not doing extra work. You've already made your social media post back in December. You already know what emails you're sending to them. Those same social media posts are going in those emails, which are going on Google. So I'll just say put details here. Hopefully you're following along and you can figure out how to create your marketing plan specific to your business. So you'll put the details of what needs to go on Google. And then let's say you need to do a collaboration. So if I were collaborating, y'all know I do specialize in like mobile massage. I'm contacting, local chefs in my area, like the private chefs that, are also mobile. I'm talking to people who make those little heart chocolate covered strawberries. There's plenty of people in my area who do that. Maybe I'm talking to people who create those picnics, like those picnics that look really, really great and romantic. And I'm talking to them, seeing how we could collaborate. So maybe in here, you want to include the emails of those people and how to contact them. Or maybe, for the sake of this example, we'll just say contact personal chef about packages or about collab. Maybe there's an influencer that, is local to your area who has been a client of yours in the past. You want to reach out to them. Just different people that you feel like would be relevant to this promotion. You want to include that here. And Google Docs has a way where you can check this off, when you're ready to actually take action on these things. So here, the time frame. We're saying this is the whole month of February. And here you could put any notes about it. So there's different ways that you could organize this. I just wanted to show you like a very simple way that you could do this, a way that doesn't require you to use software like Asana or Trello, although you'll be able to use that as well. And I know the folks in my program, we're mostly going to be using Asana for some of the work that we're doing, which is simple to use. But for the sake of this video, I did not want to introduce y'all to a whole new software that you may not even use. So this is an easy way that you can create a marketing strategy. And we're going to talk about these things in a moment. We already talked about how it has to be smart, that you have to plan ahead of time. Also, it needs to make sense financially. So even here, you could detail like what your take home after expenses are, like how much you need to pay your contractors, if you're doing couples massages, or how much it's going to cost you to maybe make gift baskets for your clients if that's something that you're going to offer. It just has to financially make sense because you don't want to do a promotion and let's say you're getting booked, but the take home doesn't make sense. And we talked about that yesterday in yesterday's class. But we're going to talk about it being mutually beneficial in a moment, and this acronym right here, WIIFM, and what that means. All right, so let me know in the chat how y'all felt about that demo. If you can, if you're able to, go ahead and let me know. But we are moving on to strategy number 1. So this is going to be your promotions. All right, so here are the rules to promotions because I see a lot of people get this wrong. So the WIIFM, what's in it for me? So if you're promoting something, if you're promoting your business, it has to make sense for the client as well. It has to make sense for your ideal client too. It can't just be one-sided. And that's why I also put here, oh, thank you, Sonia. You enjoyed it. Awesome. Thank you for that feedback. It has to be mutually beneficial. So a promotion to me, I would only do a promotion if it made sense for me. So it doesn't make sense for me to do a free massage when you leave a review. I mean, yes, leaving a review is very helpful, but doing a free massage doesn't help me. Like energetically, it doesn't help me. I'm gonna feel drained because all they had to do was type out a review and I just did an hour of work. So that doesn't make sense. But something that would make sense is, after your first session, I'll give you a certain percentage off because you're going to leave a review. So that gives someone incentive, 1, to leave a review, and 2, to come back to your business because you're saying, oh, I'll give you a certain amount off on your next session. So they've seen you once and now they're about to see you again. And that's even more incentive to be like, also, let's go ahead and book your next session since you already said that you want to leave a testimonial. So that's mutually beneficial all around. Your client, had a great experience. They're going to leave a review so they get to brag about you, which, feels good to them as well. And then they're going to come back and you've already rebooked their session. So that's an example of a mutually beneficial relationship or promotion. Awesome. Yes, Sonia said, I used to do free massages after reviews and referral. Yes. Yeah. You know what? We've all been there. We've all been there where we're doing free services. And honestly, it really doesn't make sense. I don't care if you're newly licensed. I don't care if, I don't know, you've been a massage therapist for one day. It really doesn't make sense unless it feels good to you in your soul. But if you feel any part of resentment or anything like that, it really doesn't make sense. Hello, Robin. Thank you for joining. Awesome. All right, so we're moving on. So those are the 3 rules. Oh, we didn't even talk about the third one. So the third one we kind of talked about before, which is test, test, test. You really want to be testing these promotions and seeing what works because oftentimes, if you're not seeing, your end goal, the end goal that you want. So in the example that we just did in the demo, we said we wanted 2,500 in revenue because we did 10 couples massages. If that was your promotion and you didn't see your end goal, it doesn't really mean that you have to keep doing it. Sometimes it means that you could tweak it and do something else that may work for you. So really pay attention to what's working for you and what doesn't. And remember that gem I mentioned about making sure that you're putting, how did you hear about me in the intake form? Like that is just an example of keeping track of what's working and what's not, especially as it pertains to marketing, so that you can make data-based decisions. All right. So let's talk about what we're not going to do. So we're not going to commit to one single type of promotion. You should be testing different things that make sense financially, different things that make sense energetically. You should be, making sure that you're testing different things. So even though we just made our marketing plan, you don't have to commit to that marketing plan. So we're not going to make decisions without considering DDD, which is data-driven decisions. We just talked about that. So if you notice that, a lot of clients, they come back to you after, you gave them 10% off for leaving a review, then maybe, that's something that should be documented. And you should also be documenting, the end goals of your promotions, which is why we put it in Google Docs so that we can be checking things off and putting notes about how it went and how it could have been improved. And we're not going to do one-sided deals and promotions. So I just talked about, a deal that makes sense to me, a promotion that I would do in my business that makes sense. And then I talked about things that don't make sense, like free sessions, for a client doing the bare minimum. All right. So strategy number 2. So I know someone else in the chat mentioned that they go out there and get it. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about community outreach and collabs. So this is very important. And this kind of goes back to what I said in the beginning about how we're not going to rely on social media. Although social media is a great tool, I've seen massage therapists only use social media as if that's their website, as if that's their Google, as if, hashtags are what's going to bring in 10 clients a week. And it's not. I mean, it's a tool. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely a tool. But we really want to be going out into the real world and letting people know that we're here in this community and we're serving this community in a very unique and special way. And we exist. So that's why community outreach and collabs are great. And another thing about collaborations is that they can be mutually beneficial. And an example of this, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw the reel that I just posted, which was a recording of myself. I was on the radio. I was interviewed and I was doing a promotion. And how that even came about was, when I first, restarted my business in 2020, it was literally during the pandemic. And, the spa that I worked at it wasn't dissolved, but they were shut down because of the pandemic. So I really had to think fast. I had to do something quickly. So one thing that I did is that I reached out to different local radio stations in my area, and I was asking about pricing and seeing what would it take to be on the radio. It was one of the first things that I thought about. And I got, different quotes from different people, but there was one radio station or a representative from their radio station who sat down with me and told me, you know what, like this pandemic has shook up things for all of us. Even the radio station is going through some things. I would love to get some gift cards from you. We sell them on the radio station at half price. And the radio station gets that money. So technically, I'm giving out free gift cards. However, I'm getting ad space on the radio with my voice, who I am being on the radio and reaching people. And at that time, the radio made sense for my clientele. Because when I think of the radio, I think of, maybe people who might be older, maybe they're not using like Spotify or anything, or they're at work. And if they're at work, they probably need a massage. So those were the things I was thinking about. And I even thought about what station I would be on because I knew who my client was. And that's why the message part of this formula is so important. The first part, the messaging, because that determines your marketing and that determines how you're going to magnetize. Remember that 3-step process that we talked about in the beginning? So it made sense to do that. So I was able to come in and record some ads, and I shared it on Instagram recently, and it was a mutually beneficial arrangement because now the radio station was able to have something to sell and able to have a reason to do a promotion. And I was able to build relationships. So what also happened while I was there is the fact that, there was some radio personality. She still follows me to this day, but she was one of the first couples massages I did. And she referred me to several people and shouted me out. And even the owner of some other businesses here that uses the radio often used our services and recommended us to other people. And so while I was there, I made sure to bring business cards. I made sure to be able to talk about what I do in a very concise and easy to understand way so that people knew, what my business offers. And so it was just a great opportunity to network. So that's also what I want you to do is make sure that when you're going out into your community and you're reaching out to people, talking to people, building connections with people, that you're representing your business and the people that you serve, because you'll be able to spot out your ideal client like that if you know who they are. All right, so that's why this strategy is so important. So the benefits of this, I kind of talked about it in that story. Cross promotion. So it's beneficial for both parties, whether that's an influencer in your area, or even, let's say you want to do a Mother's Day special, and you reach out to a local business who makes gift baskets. That would be great because their business is getting out there. They're going to put their business cards in there, and their brand is going to be on it. And they can promote your business as well. So it's just beneficial for both parties. So it really fits the criteria of the what's in it for me, and it's mutually beneficial. It also builds brand awareness. There are people who may not have ever heard of you or your business or your brand, but once your brand is on someone else's page or on someone else's website, then they're aware of you and can use your services. And it's also a great networking opportunity. Something that you can do with other body workers in your area or even healthcare professionals. I know when I started my business, I had an old coworker who worked at that spa that had to get shut down, and she actually went out and started her own business. And I guess she does like TMJ. I don't do that. I do lymphatic drainage mostly. And so we were able to put each other on each other's website. So on my website, it would say like, if you have problems with TMJ and you're looking for something like that, book with our friends at this spa. And she had something similar. If you're suffering from this or you need this, book with our friends with True Massage. And so that's something that you can do with people that you're connected with, if you're not specialized in something, and you know someone else who is specialized in something. So that's a way you can work together. So strategy number 3, and we'll talk about this briefly, and then we're going to get into the last strategy and do another demo. So we need to optimize Google. Google is so important. I honestly cringe when I see new massage therapists who have a business, but their whole business is just Instagram. I don't see a website. I don't see a Google page. I don't see, like any of that stuff. It's just like an Instagram page. And don't get me wrong, that's a great way to start. I feel like we all started that way. But we really need to understand the power of Google because this is the number one search engine ever. I feel like most people who reach out to me, especially for my services, for coaching and like business strategy and all that stuff, you're finding me on YouTube, which is the second biggest search engine that's owned by the first biggest search engine. It's really interesting. So optimize Google. So what I want you to do is make sure that you have a Google My Business profile, and make sure it's filled out correctly, and make sure you're using keywords that make sense for your business. Um, let's see, what else? So the benefits of Google is that it's not reliant on social media. Do y'all remember when social media shut down and everyone was like, wow, like this is the way I make money. Like, I can't believe it shut down. Is this going to happen more often? Yeah, so that can happen. But Google, I don't foresee Google shutting down. I could maybe see it being bought out by someone else, maybe. I don't know how that works, but it's not going to shut down. So it's just another way of having your own internet real estate, if you will. Just another way for you to be out there. Also, if you're not ready to build your website yet, which you definitely need a website, but I have a whole video of that on my YouTube. And we'll talk about it more in my program. But if you don't have a website, Google does have a way that you can build a website through Google that people can look at. And I have seen people create booking sites through using this. So that's also a low cost option. I honestly don't think it costs anything. I could be mistaken on that. I think all you need to do is buy the domain. So it's not reliant on social media. We talked about how it's the largest search engine in the world. So many ways to get found, so many features, and it ages well. So, not that long ago, I started working with a marketing company. Not even going to say their name because I'm trying to get out of that right now because they're not the best marketing company. A lot of the stuff that they're doing, I realize I could do on my own or hire someone independent. That was a sidebar. But something that was great about working with this company is that they taught me so much about Google and how it works and all its little quirks. But what's interesting is that the longer you're on Google, the more you'll rank. So oops, I still have this comment up. Okay. So How do you get ranked higher on Google without ads? Yes, we're about to talk about that. So, one of the ways that you can do that is making sure that you get on it as soon as possible. So, the longer you're on it, the more you can rank. It's kind of like, with credit, the longer you have an account open, the better it is for you, and you want to keep it open. Another way that you can rank higher on Google is making sure that all your information matches, especially your address, your business address. All right, so I know a lot of us are mobile massage therapists. Some of us do not have spaces, but there is a hack that you can use so that you have a real business address without having a physical space. And I highly recommend it. You want to go to ipostal1.com and you can get, literally, it's like $10 a month, and you can get a business address. And this is something that I definitely recommend, especially in my program. We're going to talk about iPostal and why that's important. But you can use iPostal, and what it does is that it's a virtual address, but it kind of registers as like a physical address because it's linked up with like Staples. So it's actually a Staples, but you get your own mailbox, but it's not like a PO box. And I'm honestly in love with it. And so you definitely want to get that going. Add that address to your Google profile, because making sure you have an address is going to help you rank higher. What else can help you rank higher? And this is the last key that we'll talk about when it comes to your ranking. But you want to make sure that you are getting testimonials, like reviews, and that you are also responding to these reviews. One thing that I thought was really important to include in my program is talking about like the proper way to respond to reviews. But in summary, you definitely want to make sure you use keywords, and you make sure that you are not only just using keywords. Oh, she says I'm dropping gems. Yes, I'm dropping gems. They're not teaching this in massage school, are they? But yeah. So lost my train of thought for a moment. But yeah. So you definitely want to make sure you're responding to your reviews and making sure that you're using keywords. So you want to mention your business name when you respond to the reviews. You want to make sure that you are saying what you do in the reviews. Like, if someone says, "Oh, I went to Sonia and she was the best prenatal massage therapist ever. I definitely recommend her." I'd probably respond, "Thank you," whatever their name is, for trusting us with your prenatal massage. Definitely wish you the best of luck on your, a healthy pregnancy. You're saying pregnancy over and over again, and you're saying massage over and over again. Thank you for choosing whatever the name of your business is. And so that helps you rank higher because you're using keywords, you're using your business name, you're using like what you do, which is massage, you're talking about pregnancy, and that will help you when someone is typing in pregnancy massage in my area, especially if you use your actual location. Like, let's say you're in Atlanta, like if you use the word Atlanta in your response. So those are 3 ways that you can rank higher on Google, which is, making sure you have that business address. And we talked about that virtual address that you can get for literally $10 a month. And then the second one was making sure you're responding to your reviews. And then the other one is making sure that you're on it as soon as possible, because the longer that you're on it, the more that you'll rank. But there's so many different ways that you can do this. For anyone who's just now joining on IG Live, we are on YouTube, and we are doing day 2 of our training, which is how to market and promote your massage business. And they said that I'm dropping gems. So let me keep going. Okay, so the next slide, tips for Google. Make sure you set up your page. Make sure you get iPostal. If you're a mobile massage therapist, always respond to your reviews using keywords. Publish blog articles. That's another one. So every month for my business, I post a blog article. It goes on Facebook. It goes on my website. It goes on Google, because on Google you can post articles. And in that article, I give some type of educational piece of content, and I talk about like what I do, or just some, like, I have someone else write it. I don't actually write it myself. And then I approve it and it goes out, and it's a great way to get found and spread awareness about your business. I'm using keywords, I'm using the name of my business. There's links in there, links to my website, links to how to book with me. And it's really great. So, have you ever been like on Google and you're typing in a question like how to market or promote your massage business? And then most of what pops up are, let's say, blog articles. And you go to the blog article and then you realize that this is actually created by massagebook.com because massagebook.com wants you to buy their software, and they're going to put out educational pieces of content so that they bring you to their website and be like, oh, you know what? I'm a massage therapist. Let me get Massage Book. So that's kind of essentially what we're doing, but we're doing it for our spa. So that is another thing. And then this last note I put on here is that you want to do quarterly maintenance on your massage business, or on your Google My Business account. So just go on there quarterly, make sure everything is updated, that your phone number is correct, because sometimes there can be errors. Make sure that your address is still correct. Just make sure everything is correct and that you're responding to those reviews that you get. All right, so let's move on to strategy number 4. So this is my favorite strategy. So we're talking about email marketing. And there are so many benefits to this strategy. It's probably as old as the internet is, or as old as email is. And honestly, if you're watching this video, you probably got to this video because I sent you an email. I sent something to your inbox to tell you when we were starting, what time, and gave you information about what we're going to be talking about. That's why email marketing is so important, because it's a great way to communicate with people in a way that's like not too in your face, but a way to deliver like good value and educational content and really give people your voice, because it's not like you're going to be with your clients 24/7. You have, that hour and a half with them to leave an impression, but how are you going to leave an impression before and after you even meet them? And that's why email marketing is a great way to promote your business or market your business, especially if you know who your ideal client is. Because if you know who your ideal client is, you'll know exactly how to talk to them. And that's why the first part of these steps was the message. What is your message? So that you can do the marketing, so that you can magnetize, which is attracting them to you. So let's talk about this a little bit more. So the benefits of email marketing is that you can, it's a personal way to use your brand voice. It's low cost. It's personal, and it's like a way to deliver value, and build rapport. Actually, not sure why I wrote this right here. It might be a typo. And then it's also easy to automate. So a lot of you know, or a lot of you have reached out to me because you want to learn more about automation. So email marketing is an easy way to learn about automation because it's easy to automate. And I'm going to be showing you a demo of that here on this live. Okay. All right, so who wants to see a demo of this? Because I don't want to do it if no one wants to see the demo. But yeah, we're just gonna do it. Oops, let me click here. Okay, so right now I'm on Wix. And so remember, I don't know if y'all saw, but I did make a video of how to create your website for your massage business. It was a YouTube video. It's still on YouTube. And we created this website together. I did a live demo of this. What did we call it? We called it Cupping Wellness Spa. And so I'm going to show you how you can incorporate email marketing, let's say, to your website. Let's go here. And also, really quickly, if you're able to, drop in the chat if you do have a website or not for your business, whether you've started your business or not. Go ahead and drop in the chat if that's something you've already created for yourself or in the process of creating for yourself. All right. So this is the website that we made. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so this is using Wix. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to go to add. I'm gonna go to, let's see. interactive. I'm going to go to promotion because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how to promote your massage business. So we're going to go to promotion. Let's see if we go here. Okay. So we created a light box. So this is a way to collect emails. So this is kind of an opt-in. Let's see. So this is an email field. You could also add one for someone's name because that could be another way to add. Okay, I see someone here mentioned that they don't have a website but want to learn how to create one. And I do have a video for that, and I can make more in the future. And that no website, created a logo on Canva. Kind of, okay, cool. And then I see someone who has massage book. Okay, that's awesome. That's a great start. That's a great start. And it sounds like you want to get your website going. Well, this is a good demo for when you do have your website, how you can get emails so that you can send automated messages out to your audience. Okay, so let's say you create this, and I'm not going to add the name here for the sake of this demo, but we're just going to publish it as it is. So let's say we want to do like an introduction promotion, because an introductory promotion is mutually beneficial, and it still qualifies that what's in it for me part that we talked about before, because it's an incentive for someone to book with you, because if they've never booked with you before, especially because massage is so personable and people really like to stick with their massage therapist. But if they spend a little bit less to see you for the first time, it's kind of like a gamble, but it's like if they don't like it, then it's like they didn't pay that much. But if they do like it, then it's like they got a bargain, and they definitely want to see you again. They got a great deal. So having an intro, I see someone on IG asked how to see this. So we're on YouTube. If you registered on my link, then you probably got a link, but you can find me on YouTube at True Massage and Bodywork to see this live. All right, so let's see. So let's say we want to do, let's see. And I'll actually just show a quick little, this is what we're kind of looking at right here. Cool. So let's say we want to do new client special, sign up and save 30% off. Let's say that's our special. And of course, you can change this background to suit, whatever you need it to suit. And then we're just going to say publish. Okay, so let's test this out. Let's view this at Cupping Wellness Spa. So someone finds your website from Google. They're going to put in their email. So we'll put, cool. So they're going to submit it. And then what are they going to get? So let's edit what exactly they would see. Let's see. Let's go back to this editor. And let's go back to, okay. Light boxes. This is our promotion. We're going to go to the settings. Okay, and you can name this whatever you want. This could be like new client special. See, someone says their website is under construction. Awesome. I also see that someone says they created a logo on Canva. You want to be careful with that because some of those pre-designed logos, you wouldn't really own rights to those logos. So what you could also do is have like a similar logo made on Fiverr, and then just make sure you draw something up between you and the person who's making it to make sure that you own that that logo. And in the future, you could trademark it if you know that's going to be your branding. So that's just a little side note. Okay, so we were going to talk about how to create the emails for this. So I believe I have to go back to the dashboard. We're going to kind of troubleshoot this together. And we're going to go to automations. All right, so we're going to create an automation. And so this one, I'm going to say this is for our introductory special. Okay. And okay, so let's walk through this. So this is when a visitor submits a form. Someone says, great information about Fiverr. Thank you. You're so very welcome. Definitely wanted to let y'all know. Didn't want to just see that and not say anything. But yeah, so okay, so we just went to automations, and if I spell something wrong, y'all don't say nothing. Okay, so introductory special, we went to forms. So what we did on that website is we created a form. We're gonna go to form, visitor submits a form, and then it's gonna have you select which form. We're gonna go to specific form, and then we're gonna choose which form we're talking about. And right here, there's the two forms. The one we're going to go to, this one says promotion. That's the one that we just did. I didn't name it, so that's why it says contact 1 and contact 2. And at any point, if anything gets confusing, please, please, please let me know in the chat because I can definitely back up. Okay, so let's create this automation. This is the fun part. This is what I love to do. All right. So, and this is doing it with Wix. There's different ways to create automations, but we're just using Wix because I made that other demo using Wix. Okay, so the action is do this, send email to contacts. So this is kind of if this, then what? So we're going to send this email and we're going to send it immediately. And let's see. Okay, so we're going to send it immediately. 1 per person. And we're going to follow that up. So if you had like the upgraded version of Wix, then you'd be able to send multiple emails. But let's see. Okay. So let's go back to step 1. So we're going to send this email to contact. We're going to send an email, and there should be a way to edit this email. So let's see. Customize your sender details. We're going to go to edit. We're going to put our name. So let's say we are Cupping Wellness Spa. Let's say we are, who's in the chat? We are Latrice from Cupping Wellness Spa. And that's gonna be your business email, hopefully. You can also get business emails through Wix as well. We're gonna save that. And now we're gonna edit our email. Okay. And it's frozen. Don't freeze during the demo. Refresh. Okay, there we go. So you could put your logo here. You could just upload a logo with a transparent background. We're just gonna say, here's the coupon we promised. And what else will we put in here? I'm not gonna like fill this out completely because this is a demo, but we'll say thanks for visiting our website. Here is your code. New client. Use this code to get, I don't know, 20% off your first session. And then I'm sure you could type something else about the business or something else about yourself, or even include some information about, some of the services you offer. And then you could also customize this button and you could say, book your first session. You can change this color to be whatever your colors are, and then you can link this to your booking website or back to your website or wherever you want it to go. And then you could also show other offers in this email. And if this was the upgraded version of Wix, you can automate, an email 2 days later, which could be, like why you started the business, or maybe give them a fun fact about something that a lot of people don't know, just something to create like more of a relationship with them. Um, so that they kind of have a feel for you even before they step foot into your spa. So that is a quick way you can do this. It's a promotion that works for both parties. And it's also a great way to collect their email so that you can send them emails in the future to nurture them and let them know what you're about and to stay on their mind. Especially if you sell higher ticket items like I do. I sell higher ticket things within my spa, such as packages. And so it's really important that I talk to my clients on a regular basis, especially through email if I'm not, literally talking to them on the phone, because they're more likely to trust me, especially if I'm showing my face, especially if I'm sending them videos or pictures or whatever. They're more likely to trust me, trust that, I'm a reputable business, that they'd want to do business with me, and they also know more about me and can feel like they know me a little bit more, especially if I'm their massage therapist. So that's just a great way to make people feel special and do a promotion through email marketing. Let me get back to the presentation. So that was the demo. So let's kind of summarize everything we learned, because we just learned a lot right there. We talked about a lot. Yeah, let's see. We've been on this live for about over an hour now. So we created a plan for our marketing strategy. So you want to make sure you plan and have an end goal before you spend any money on ads or put any energy towards creating a strategy. If you don't know your end goal, don't do it, because you're not going to have a way to measure it. You're not even going to be knowing why you're doing it. So that's something to consider. We also, a second point was learn how to change and adapt to digital marketing. So this whole lesson was mostly geared towards digital marketing, although we did talk about community outreach and getting out there. But most of this was digital marketing. So that pertains to your website, email, Google, I guess you could say even social media. So learn how to change and adapt to new trends and things like that. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow when we talk about your social media strategy. Point 3, remember the promo rules and master one marketing activity before moving on to the next. So that's a really good point. So you really want to master one marketing activity. For me, I've pretty much mastered emails and automating emails. I've mastered Google. Those are the main things that I've mastered. For the most part, still adapting to social media. I've definitely learned a lot about social media, which I'll be sharing tomorrow. But those are the main ways that I generate business, is through Google and through that email marketing and things that I do that don't pertain to social media, like being out there. Also, I see someone says, I came late from IG. Will this live be saved so I can watch it and take notes? It should be. It won't last for long. It'll only be up probably for this week. Yeah, since we're doing just this four-day live training. But yes, you should be able to see it on YouTube after this ends for a couple of days. Let's see. Yeah, so those are the 3 main points. We also talked about the 3 M's. The first one being, let's see, can anyone tell me the first one? Because it fell out of my mind. Oh, your message. It's going to be your message. If you don't know your message, then there's no way to understand your method, which is the second one, your marketing. What is your method of marketing? How are you going to be delivering information about what your business does, who you are, what you do, how you help? And the third one is magnetize, how you're going to be attracting people. So with that demo, let's say I know who my client is, so I can create my message. So the way I write out my message, so the way I write out an email is going to keep that in mind. And then the next step with this, which is the method, which is, email. So that was the method, which is going to attract the client because I'm giving them, 20% off for the first time they book with us. So it's kind of like a low investment for them if they don't like it. But of course they will, because we're awesome at what we do. And that's why they're booking with us. And they're more likely to leave a testimonial. All right. So that was the summary. All right, closing remarks and your homework. So your homework, hopefully you did your homework from yesterday. And if you haven't, you can look at the replay online. But for this week's homework, I would just say create a sample marketing plan, just like we did in the demo before. Create one for a holiday coming up or for something that's important to what you do. So there was someone in the chat who mentioned that they do pregnancy massage. You better do it up on Mother's Day. Like, seriously. You really, really better. It would only make sense. It might be strange to your clients if you don't do something for Mother's Day. And I'm not saying like go 50% off on on everything, but just find a way to create a buzz and create an excitement in your business around that holiday. So that's going to be your homework. Also try to identify like what are the main ways that you market right now, and what is one marketing activity that you want to master. So those are the three main ways. We also talked about, blogging. We talked about Google. We talked about collaborations. We talked about a lot in this live. Does anyone have any further comments or questions before I close out and take a nap? Give y'all a moment to think about that. But yeah, or even if you don't have a question, just tell me what you learned that you didn't know before. Or you could tell me what you're excited about for this new year. Because if you're here, you clearly care about getting your business off the ground and running. So tell me what you're excited about. Just talk to me. Tell me something. What are my thoughts on MailChimp? So actually, in my business, I use MailChimp. I am moving over to ConvertKit for the spa business side of things. But MailChimp is great because it also has automation features. And within my program, I am teaching you mostly with MailChimp. There's also another one, Active Campaign, that's also really good. But MailChimp is great because it's free. And you can do a lot of stuff for free. So it's a great way to start out because a lot of if you know my method, is that when you first start out, I don't want you spending a whole lot of money on everything, because how are you going to have a good cash flow if you're spending money and going in the red? You really want to optimize how much cash you have on hand by lowering your expenses, which we talked about yesterday. So MailChimp is a great way to start. Yes. So thank you for that question. I would definitely recommend MailChimp. Let's see. Is there anything else? Any other closing remarks? Have you thought about like one marketing strategy that you really want to implement after watching this live? I definitely want to hear your thoughts, but if not, I'll probably close out in the next 2 minutes. Robin says, I learned how important Google is and being consistent in labeling. Yes, that is very important. Thank you for sharing that. Google is really up there, especially for us because we're in the service industry. We're service providers, and people are constantly Googling things and wondering, massage near me. And, not only is Google a directory, but it's also, it's on maps. So that's why even as a mobile massage therapist, it was really important for me to have like a professional business address, so that even though that's not my literal address, at least they could like be up there, or I could show up somewhere. All right. Brittany says, I'm excited to start class soon. Thank you. Yeah, some of y'all, if you don't know, she's one of my students in my program. So excited to get started, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're starting class on February 19th, and this is going to be a good one. I think I guess my phone died on live. Okay, that's okay. But yeah, very excited to start the class. Very excited to be working with you and your business. And we're going to do some really good things and stay connected even after class. Let's see. For community outreach strategy, how do you start the conversation with other businesses? Let's see. So, okay, when it comes to community outreach, I would say there are going to be events probably in your city. So, what I personally do on social media, I follow people who are really active in the community. I follow bloggers, I follow people who write the magazines, I follow people from the Chamber of Commerce, I follow people who are in like I don't know, different parts of the community that are actively creating events. I follow people who have like those little workspaces that you can sign up and work at because a lot of them do business mentoring. So they know a lot of business owners. There's probably also networking groups in your area. So I know where I live, there are networking groups that are specifically for women. There's probably one that's specifically for women of color in your area. So just knowing where to find them. And what you could also do is go on Eventbrite. And because oftentimes they're using Eventbrite to put their events on there, and you can show up to an event and talk to people. And yeah, so I would love to do a video just on networking alone, because that's something that I've definitely had to navigate, even being an introvert. It's not something that everyone loves to do, but it's definitely important for what we're doing. Sonia says, how do I sign up? So in this video, in the link below, you should see how to apply. It might say something like enroll in the program, and then it'll take you to an application. And so essentially, I would just talk to you one-on-one just to make sure that this is right for you and that I can get you results. And I tell you more details about what we're doing, how we're doing it, what we're going to be achieving. But essentially, I'm helping massage therapists go from being solo to creating systems that are automated, getting organized, making sure that all they literally have to do is show up to their appointment, leave a good impression, and everything is done pretty much done for them and automated because we've set it up together. And then also making sure you have the tools in place to hire your team. So that's what we're doing. And so to answer your question, how to apply is just in that link, or you can find me on Instagram, and you can send me a DM, and then we can just talk on the phone and make sure that this is a good program for you. Let's see. And then I'm just finding you. What is the class about? So hopefully that covered it. It's basically about how to build and grow your massage business, but with emphasis on creating systems from start to finish and how to automate those systems and hire a team. What's interesting about this program and other programs that I've seen before is that those two things are usually separate. You know, it's like a higher level program to like learn how to hire your team and all that stuff. But I included it in the program because that's my experience. You know, when I first started my business, or I should say, when I first restarted my business, you know, in 2020 during the pandemic, I was able to scale very, very quickly, hire my team in less than 6 months. By month 6, I had a team of 6 people at that time. And so, because that's my experience, I want to give that experience to other people and explain how you can do this easily. Um, Let's see. Oh, that's really sweet. I need you in your life. I'm definitely signing up. Yeah, I there's about 4 spots left. So because it is a very small program, and the reason why it is small is because I want to make sure I'm giving value to everyone and making sure people are getting individualized attention because I'm not just working with you, I'm working with your business too. And so with a business, there comes so many different parts of it, and we're literally building each part of it. So I just want to make sure I have the resources to be able to do that, which is why there's less than 10 people in the program. I'm thinking no more than 8, but we do have about 4 people in right now. So I'm just probably only going to take on 4 more spots. So if that's something you're interested in, you would just go to the link below and sign up a time for us to talk on the phone just to make sure that you have all the information you need to make a informed decision about if it's right for you. All right, this was a great little Q&A at the end. This was awesome. This went better than I expected. Yesterday, I got down a little bit because I the different parts of streaming. I didn't understand it, but I think I know my method now. And so tomorrow is going to be awesome. Tomorrow, we're talking about your social media strategy, showing you how to create content in a short amount of time. And also how to automate it, and going to be talking about some things that I've learned about social media that's helped me get clients for my business. And then the day after that, Thursday, we're doing a masterclass where we're going to be talking more about systems, automation, just everything. So that's going to be awesome. Definitely want to make sure you're at the masterclass. There's not going to be a replay for that one, but you should be able to see this live stream and then also the one from yesterday for at least a week or so. So yeah, I'm glad that everyone learned something. I'm not going to hold anyone any longer. We've been on here for almost an hour and a half. And yeah, I am so excited. So happy that student is on here. So excited, so excited. All right, so I will see you all later. If you also, before I go, let me put this up here. But if you do want a shout out, just go ahead and screenshot this, that you attended class, and you can tag me in it, and I'll just go ahead and share you or your business to my page, and we'll do that. And also, this is a YouTube video, so don't forget to comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. It definitely means a lot to me. And yeah. Awesome. So I will see y'all later. Bye. I'll see y'all tomorrow.